Hi, now we're going to talk about oxygen safety. This is medical oxygen. It's important that you understand the properties and needs for oxygen. First of all, what you see in the movies, the big explosions, oxygen does not explode. A lot of people believe it does, but it doesn't. What it does is make the fire hotter, more intense, and grow much faster. So it does make it bigger. It does not explode though. Now, however, that tank starts at 2,000 pounds of pressure. The tank will hold up to 4,000, but they are stored at 2,000. So if the oxygen or any other air in a compressed tank gets too much, the tank can't hold it. So it will blow the tank open. That's called a blevy. A blevy is real exciting, it's big, but it's kind of like an explosion, but it's not an explosion. Again, oxygen does not explode. So, we want to talk about the tanks first. Most tanks are either aluminum, steel, you can have composites. There are different styles. The one that we have here is aluminum. The color of the tank is very important. This one, as you can see, has green on it. Green stands for medical oxygen. The tanks you see on the back of a firefighter when they're going into a fire, that's yellow, that is air. Nitrogen, hydrogen, they each have a different color for the tank. They each have different regulators on them. You can't use an air regulator on an oxygen tank. They're specific to the type. That way you don't accidentally grab a tank that you shouldn't have. Also, you want to make sure that they're secured properly. You never want a tank just freestanding. You want to make sure it's in a safe base, make sure it's in a cart, a bag, in something to keep it safe. You don't want that tank falling over. If it does fall and you snap the regulator off the top, those valves, now if that breaks off, you have a missile. And those missiles can travel through walls. They have a lot of pressure. So it's very safe to be in a base. You don't want that tank falling and breaking. Next, you want to stay away from fire. Whether that be a cigarette, whether it be a fireplace, or a gas stove. You want to stay away from the flames. NFPA states that you should be at least 5 feet away from open flame. It's important because you don't want that flame setting that oxygen off. Again, oxygen makes that fire much more intense, much more size, powerful, and can be very dangerous. So you want to make sure to stay away from those flames. You also want to stay away from oils or lotions that are flammable. The cannula that you put in your nose is on your face. And if any of that is on your face, it now makes that oxygen even more dangerous to a flame. It can draw that flame to you. If a flame happens to hit or impinge on the tubing, if that tubing catches on fire, that flame is going to travel through that oxygen to your face faster than you can possibly take the cannula off. You don't want that melted to your face. Very dangerous. Make sure you stay away from those lotions, sprays, anything that's flammable, but don't want that on your face. Next thing is storage of the tanks. It's extremely important that you don't store them in a closed area. These tanks are made so that they let off pressure over time. So they let that oxygen out a little bit at a time. If you put this in a closet, small confined space, especially with clothing, the clothing will soak up that oxygen. And now if there's a fire source around, again, you're introducing that to the fire. You're going to make that fire much bigger, much more intense, and much more dangerous. So it's very important that you watch safety with medical oxygen. If you see somebody has it, if you see a sign on their door that they have it in use in the home, use precautions, be careful, and be safe.